Hello 99ers. What I'd like to show you and what I'd like to talk about today is a game called Black Hole. It's a game I got pretty late in the life of TI-99 cartridge software. More accurately, late in the life of the mail-order businesses that were still selling TI-99 cartridge software long after TI themselves has left the market. Around 1990, I guess, I got Black Hole. Like the one pictured here, my cart's a Databiotics cart. Databiotics released a lot of older TI-99 disk software in cartridge form in the late 80s. Some examples of that being Star Runner, which was originally TI Runner, Dragonflyer, originally Spotshot, and Red Baron, which was originally SPAD 13 Mark II. That having been Databiotics' major contribution to the TI library, it's no surprise that Black Hole's one more case of it. Unlike some of the others, though, Black Hole doesn't seem to have gotten much attention in its original release. That original release was under the title Guardian, and it's attributed to Steve Lampke and Ed Lee, developing under the Cactus Eaters brand for Model Masters out of California. It's one of two TI-99 games they developed for Model Masters, the other one being Intercept. Though neither Guardian nor Intercept left much of a mark on TI-99 gaming of their era. But I get to talk about it now because several years later, Guardian for Model Masters of course becomes Black Hole from Databiotics. And one thing Databiotics tended to add to a game when re-releasing it that I really appreciate does get added here. That being nonsensical and irrelevant backstory. It goes like this. Captain Drake, acting under orders from the Security Council, has entered the dreaded Black Hole Sector A with his two spaceships. His mission, blast through the Emperor's infamous Black Hole fleet with superior firepower and present an ultimatum to the Emperor. So that's what we're doing. But really what we're doing is shooting enemy ships while they get increasingly dangerous, and we've got two ships to do it with. Those are controlled by joystick 1 and 2, and each ship has a different attack type. Better yet, there is lore about that too. So, I'd be remiss if I left it out. Your two ship types consist of a Norse Head class battlecruiser, which fires from its horn-like missile towers in the upward direction. The second type is the Bowditch Leg class dreadnought, which fires in the direction of travel. Both ships fly in any direction. You have 5 ships of the Norse Head class battlecruisers and 5 of the Bowditch Leg class dreadnoughts. Each ship's invulnerable until it attacks, and it can be made invulnerable again at any time by pressing P on the keyboard. So the upshot of that is one player can play both ships, but one after the other, or 2 players can play them both at the same time. Meaning for most players, 99ers being a solitary lot, it'll be a one-player game with 2 ship options that you swap between whenever you please. The manual, incidentally, gives the impression there's an explicit one-player or 2-player option the game gives you, but there isn't. Maybe they intended to add one and didn't get around to it? I don't know. In any case, you do have the option of playing one player the way I described, so that's fine. Though actually, I only ever played it 2-player back in the day, and it didn't really occur to me that you could play it 1-player this way, so, maybe having an explicit 1-player mode would have served me well. But, knowing what I know, doesn't need it. So, how good is Black Hole? Well, it's not going to blow you away. But it's a respectable design that achieves its goals and is particularly worthwhile as a 2-player shooter. That's how I enjoyed it back in the day anyways. It's exactly what it means to be and claims to be in that context. So I think it succeeds just fine. I kind of wish it had keyboard control, but it makes sense it doesn't, given the 2-player focus. And yeah, I never would have thought to play it single player back in the day, so I never would have thought to try for that keyboard option. I also kind of wish it had anything to do with black holes, but that's just Databiotics fluff for you in the end. No black holes anywhere in this game. Just ships you shoot at and ships you shoot from. But that's enough for me. Hope you enjoyed this quick profile of a game I played a fair bit in its time that maybe doesn't get a lot of attention these days. And maybe that's understandable. It's not breaking any barriers, but still does what it claims to do. I appreciate it. And now I appreciate it single player as well. So let's see what kind of single player score I can manage here as I close out the game. Have a good one, folks.